You're listening to the B4evaKool podcast. My name is Rex45.
My name is TJ with Two Wheels and Coffee.
How's it going, man?
I'm all right. Been under the weather for the past couple of days, but feeling better now. How
Yeah,
about yourself?
that's the worst part, man, about being under the weather. It's I don't like it. It usually happens once a year for me, and it's behind me. And I hope I don't see it ever again. But that's impossible. So it's awful. So how you making out over there? You doing everything you're supposed to, getting the tussing and everything in order.
Oh yeah. I mean, the good thing is, I was still very active. It didn't slump me over where I just was bedridden.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't too terrible. It's mainly head congestion, but much better. Paying the weather's fine here too, so trying to stay warm and keep hydrated.
Right. Yeah. I'm trying to stop looking at the Boston weather, but I still look at it. You know what I mean? I still look at it, and yeah, warmer is always relative. But it is December in New England, so
Oh yeah, winter's about a couple days away, about 2 weeks.
okay.
Uh,
I'm
Once
running
that
from it.
happens, nothing else to look forward to but the warm weather. So
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm gonna be up
listen,
there in a couple of weeks with the truck and trailer to grab the rest of my stuff and so forth. So I'll be up there. Unfortunately, it's in the cold, but it is what it is. I can't imagine that. I don't know how to deal with the cold after just 4 months of living somewhere else.
still moving stuff down there.
A little bit. A few things left. Some bike parts and parts stuff that I probably won't use, but want to have. I got I have a bigger toolbox up there, so I got a bunch of tools in there still that I want to take out. I don't think I'm going to bring the toolbox down. I may either sell it or donate it to my neighbor if he still wants it and stuff like that. Because it's big. It's more for somebody who's working on cars and bike. I mean, bikes full time we are, but I feel on a bike, and I'm not for hire. I work on my own stuff. What I can do, like my 11 drawer toolbox has enough tools in it. So I may regret it 4 or 5 months or a year from now, but I'm pretty. I may bring it down, but at the moment I think I'm gonna leave it and just take the tools out.
Facebook Marketplace.
Right? I probably should. I mean, that thing is nice, man, and it's a Craftsman. It's huge. It's a 2 piece. I don't even know what the width is. So I'd have to look it up. But I've had it for a bit, and it's worked well. So
But yeah, and that's one thing I got to do is I do have a toolbox, but I don't have a huge one because when I travel, um, I don't have a trailer right now, so I have an open trailer.
right.
So I either strap it down on the open trailer or fit it in the truck bed. So I don't have space in a big open trailer where they can roll in a big toolbox. So I just gotta organize all my tools. I have one medium sized one and one small one, um, just the stuff that I need for the track. But yeah, it's time to get that stuff together.
No, for sure. And it's that time of the year, even though CCS Azure series just finished over the weekend for the 2024 season. For most of us, we're still getting stuff together. So I mean, now is the time to get the tools that you need if you didn't have all the tools or parts that you need for your bike, that type of thing. You know what I mean? For me, I've been kind of doing that all along this year. I had different toolboxes as well, and then I decided to get something that made more sense for me. That I had a 5 drawer toolbox for a little bit, and it just wasn't carrying enough tools. It had compartments a compartment at the bottom, but there was no real way to there was no drawers or anything to close. So I ended up going. I forget the brand. I can't remember the brand off the top of my head, but it's a nice toolbox. I'm really happy with it. 11 drawer toolbox. Got all my stuff in there, and that works great. And so I've been doing. So I kind of did that earlier this year. So I don't think for me there's any tools that I need to get my hands on right now. But it's more like replacing batteries. Probably got to do some spark plugs on at least a couple of the bikes. I need to order oil to do some oil changes and stuff like that. But I finally got the dirt bikes out of storage. And of course, they don't start, so I got to deal with service and getting them things started. One of the bikes, the batteries is completely dead on it, so I got to deal with that. So it's really for me, it's like I get my daughter's dirt bike squared away, get my dirt bike squared away. I'm still waiting for my street helmet to come from Reese at what is it, REB Graphics. So I'm still looking, waiting for that. So yeah, I've been doing street riding on my old showy helmet, race helmet. So I can't wait to get that. You know what I mean? So go ahead.
Quicker. Things are gonna move a little quicker now because if you was up here, you would have time to get the battery replaced and get the dirt bikes ready by April and May.
Right.
But now you can get them started now. So
Exactly, and for me, it's a little bit different down here for sure. And we're going to talk about the season stuff in a little bit, but let's continue to talk about just getting ourselves ready for next season and what we need to do. For me, my trailer, I got some work I have to do on it, and it like servicing your trailer, servicing your vehicle, your tow vehicle, regardless if it's just a car, a truck, or whatever you have. Is most important. So I tend to try to keep an eye on my tires just to make sure I figure out when I have to change them, because that's one of the biggest things. You don't want to get a flat on the road. You know what I mean? So I got to deal with changing one tire on the trailer. I got some. I not live in my trailer full time. I camp in my trailer. So I got to like my jack isn't my electric jack isn't working. So I got to go sort that out and fix that and figure out what the heck is going on with it. I got to service my vent because that's not working. I got bulbs that I need to replace. It's tedious stuff, but you know what I mean? It's the kind of thing like you don't want to go back to the racetrack and these things aren't working. You know what I'm saying? Because I had to crank the jack to get it off the tow hitch. It wasn't bad, but at the end of the day, it's like the whole reason I got electric jack is to not do this, because trust me, you pull up somewhere late at night, last thing you want to be is trying to crank a jack, to get it get your trailer unhooked and all this stuff, man. It's not fun at any time in the morning. Say again?
you don't have no energy for that after you're probably coming back from a long weekend. You got time for all that.
No time. So I gotta get service done on the trailer and fix some stuff and chase down, figure out what's not working. It's not that bad because there's nothing major. At some point, I do want to swap the engine on the R6, so I guess that's going to be major. I do have a Super Sport engine that's built. I just got to install it, but then I got to get the bike dynoed and all that fun stuff after doing that. So I got to figure out when I'm going to do that. I've had this the motor that's in the R6 right now. I've been using it for a few years, and I'd like to send it out and get it refreshed. So before you hear stories of people blowing their engines and stuff like that. I'd rather get it refreshed before it blows. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna probably have to do that soon too. I know I definitely got to change my spark plugs, and as far as my open trailer goes, we got a spare tire. I'm gonna have to switch that out because one of the tires are bad. Do have to re-register it because
every year.
So
not just the trailer, the bikes too, right? The street bike.
The street bike?
Yeah.
Yeah. Street bike. I can wait till May.
Okay.
I don't have to do it right now like you would have to.
No, listen. One of the beautiful things about being down here is I have my bike and my bikes and my trailer registered until the end of 2025.
Oh yeah, sir.
Yeah, they don't do 1 year with bikes and trailers down here, bro. So it was just like, how long can I go out? Let's do it. I don't have to see you in a few years. I don't worry about registration.
It's a little different.
Say again?
Massachusetts is always a little different, difficult.
Yeah, no doubt there. I mean, The systems are different, but that's one of the worst things in Mass. Like, and I, when I was there, I try to ride all year round. Even if I can just get out a couple of times in January and February, I still try to get out. So I kept my bikes insured all year round and registered all year round. You know what I mean? Some people would put, after Labor Day weekend, that their bikes are put up until next year. I'm still out there. So you know what I mean. So that doing it every year and remembering to do it, it's what it is. You got to do it, but you do forget.
Yeah, so I did get the letter in the mail where I can just pay for it and they'll send me the sticker and I'll have it ready before 2024. But I just tossed it to the side. Like, yeah, I'll get it whenever it's time to go back out on the street.
Right.
I haven't put my bike away yet, so I still can ride if the weather is okay. But
Listen, man, I got some heated gloves I can probably send you.
well, we'll see. It's almost winter, so I'm gonna play by my rules and put it away.
Got yeah. Come on, man. The rules got to evolve a little bit. Come out in January. It's nothing like it.
I'll go around the block in my neighborhood.
Do 80 down the highway, man, in 20-degree weather. It's nothing better.
You still see it though. Like I saw a couple bikes the other day.
Mm-hmm.
It was dark, so I mean it wasn't that late, but it was like 6, 7 o'clock at night,
Right.
and it was in the 40s, felt like 30s, and saw a sport bike go by me whipping down the street.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I can see that. But it's nice. It's nice. I know a lot of folks, try to stay away from the cold weather. But when you have the gear and you're warm, tires are good. The tires are holding. I'm not trying to drag knee or nothing like that. I'm riding like I'm just going somewhere. I'm not riding, ridiculous. Obviously, you got to look out for black ice and that type of thing, regardless if it's two wheels walking or driving. So, there's no excuse regardless of what you're on. You got to look out for that. But like, there's not, that feeling of if I had like a month I haven't ridden and I jumped on the bike in January, it's just nothing like it after a few miles, man. It's just like because you're riding. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you're plugged in and you got all this heated gear on you and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, you don't mind because you get to put some miles in.
Yeah, the one disadvantage I would say is if you are an avid rider like myself, if you don't on the off season try to stay within that type of environment, like I try to do go-kart racing or if you take a bicycle somewhere, try to stay on two wheels or the craft of a track.
Right.
When it comes time to when it comes time to like April or May, when you get on the bike, it takes you a little while to get used to.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You
No.
got to focus on getting a lot more practice in before you actually put your skills out there, opposed to someone who can just get out there and go.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that's one thing that I gotta this winter prepare myself to work out and get muscle memory and not get off pace.
Right.
You know.
No, I completely agree. I rode my 1198 as for the first time. Not the first time. I've ridden it 2 times. It's my second time riding it, but I rode it over the weekend, and it took a little bit to get acclimated to that, which was kind of weird, right? But it's such a aggressive riding position. You know what I mean? Like the KTM's don't really feel like it. The R6 is not as aggressive as the old 1198, 848. That body style. I mean, the 999s was even worse. But you're kind of stretched out, not stretched out, but you're not. Weights on your wrists, ridiculous. Your legs are, your knees are at your chest. You know what I'm saying? Not quite, but it's definitely a race bike stance. So it took a little bit to get used to that, which was weird. And I was just like, all right, I just got to ride more of it, of the 1198 because it definitely. It took about I guess I probably did about 100 miles on it, and definitely like the first 10, 15, 20 miles it's just kind of like then all of a sudden it came back, and it's just kind of like I really haven't put a lot of miles in on that bike, and it's just like okay, Like I gotta feel it. I gotta treat it like it's my Sunday, 9/11, right? I gotta bring it out on Sunday and just go cruising. And I'm not gonna go to a cafe or anything like that, but put some miles in.
That's a big bike. That's a big bike. So I have a question for you since we're on the top of this bike. So when you're on your 1198, like what is your best moment like if you go out for a ride for like an hour? Like what part of the ride do you enjoy the most?
Um, no traffic. You know what I mean? And it, I don't like riding on the highway, so because it's just not fun. It's just straight, and you just. I mean, there's no. I like twisties, right? So, but one of the best parts is the things I smell, believe it or not, regardless of whatever bike I'm on. People are cooking, regardless if you're riding through a neighborhood or a place where there's a restaurants and stuff like that, or people are burning, firewood or whatever the case may be. That's like the best part because you're more. You're like your sensors are right out there versus when you're in a car you don't get any of that. You know what I'm saying? So that's really the best part. And like the ride on Sunday, like certain sections was just like, just the different, trees and I guess mulch or whatever I was smelling. Like you just, that's one of the things like, for me, it's kind of like, and especially like even in New England or in Boston, right? When I used to like ride around now, because there's places where people are burning firewood in the wintertime, and so you get to, you're smelling all that riding through neighborhoods, and it's just kind of like you don't get that in the car.
Well, for me, for my 1000 that I ride, I like the second and third gear pulls. I don't go like too fast or on the highway, but I like hitting the blue hills and especially around this time of year when the leaves are in the road. I like nice clean road, no traffic, and I 100% agree with you say like you smell everything. So I definitely love the smell of like the fall season, people cooking out,
Yeah.
restaurants and all that good stuff. So
Yeah, definitely. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love. Listen, there's no part of the 1198s from a powers perspective that I don't like. I do a lot of, I do practice starts at the lights. You know what I'm saying? It's
well,
like-
I mean, it's a big bike. We don't have them on the track. That's where we find out most fun.
right.
So
So I will say this: after coming
yeah,
back on Sunday, sorry not to cut you off, but after coming back on Sunday, I'm like, I'm taking this bike to the track. Like it's gonna be it's gonna be my track bike because that's the whole that was the whole thing. It's kind of like even I was riding and some I think he was in a vet or somebody pulled up and and revved the engine a couple of times. You know what I mean? And then it was gone. And,
yeah, Ducati.
huh?
You had to let him hear the Ducati.
Oh well, full disclosure. I have a stock exhaust on the 1198, so there's nothing to hear. But as far as like the power. He was like, you're not gonna catch me, but so I do like that aspect. But that's the thing. It's kind of like at this point in time in my life, like I'm never gonna be trying to get the fastest on the streets. Like that's not gonna happen. I'm not trying to push triple digits on the street. I might get up there every once in a while, but that's not something that what I mean. The risk is not worth the reward when I can go to a track. You know what I'm saying? And if I wasn't going to a track, yeah, I probably would be out there trying to look for canyons to carve up and stuff like that. And when I was up that way, I used to go out riding with Jess and those guys, and we'll be gone all day. You know what I mean? And we'll be in New Hampshire, Vermont, parts of New York and stuff like that. All these B roads and stuff like that. There's sections you know what it is. You can get up there and stuff, which in the moment, is awesome, but like, how it is out there. So, for me, I don't like, I did it, and the track gives me the opportunity to really have fun and push what I want to push. And if I didn't have the track, yeah, for sure, I probably would be out on the streets doing that. But I try not to get too crazy. So like the 1198S, it is like, it's like I can ride it, but I'm going to enjoy it more at the track because that's what I want to do. I'm looking for corners, what I mean? I'm looking for turns. I'm looking for stuff to hit and try to drive out of and stuff like that.
So yeah, that's what I mean by knowing we can't take full advantage of the bike on the street. It's like what else do we enjoy for our ride out? And Yeah, that's a good example. It's like the nature and the smells and all that stuff. And
Yeah.
that'll be a good bike to take to the for a track day, knowing that you got track days all the time now. So
Yeah, for sure. Do
you
have to
probably
get it
set
set up because I'm a little light, and I do have to get the rear set up for sure. If I'm going to do track day with it, if I'm riding on the streets and stuff like that, it's one thing. But the suspension wouldn't work the same way on the track. It's just parts I have to change. That's pretty much it. But yeah, I'll change the oil and I'm going to probably put an exhaust on it, get race plastics for it and stuff like that, and then just start doing track days with it because you know it's a fun bike. I can't. You haven't gotten a chance to ride it, but hopefully you will or ride one. But I can't. It's just to me, it's the bike that feels like an extension of me. If I think it, it does it. And not to say the Yamaha or the KTM's, it's not the same. Like that thing is just if to my limit, right? I can't speak for anyone else, but to my limit, whatever I wanted, it did, and that's all you can ask for from a machine.
Yeah, that's the one machine I haven't ridden yet, a Ducati. So I missed my opportunity. I know you kept telling me to ride it, but we was always busy on the track or
Right.
something. But
Well,
I'll get
listen,
my
yeah, you don't get down here, man. Get down here, or there's gonna Ducati does a lot of these things that they do. They allow test rides and stuff like that. So Ducati, if you're listening, hit us up. DJ needs a test ride
I need a test ride in Ducati. I
ASAP.
don't know if they do that the bike week in Loudon or they test bikes. I don't know if Ducati.
I don't believe Ducati shows up at Loudness. It's usually BMW, Yamaha, and Harley Davis, and Indian, maybe even Harley. I don't know if Harley shows up. So, which this year, who knows, right? Because who knows about this year, right? Because with that purse, all the brands may show up.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a good classic this year. I can't wait to prepare for this upcoming year. So I know the schedule is out. I forget the dates, but got to get all your calendars right and set your days off and all that good stuff.
Yeah, I believe it's the weekend of the 8th in June. It's the week before. It's the weekend before Father's Day. Usually, the classic was always on Father's Day from the time I was going. So it's weird that it's a week early. But yeah, this year it's going to be a week before Father's Day. So it's already on my schedule.
There was a reason behind it. I forgot. They said it in one of the riders' meetings.
Okay.
Had to be so early. So it's actually going to be in the beginning of the bike week instead of the end.
Oh, got you. That makes sense. Kind of does. Because there's, more people probably there. It depends. I can't say that because some people
I think
show up at the
something's going
beginning.
on at the track or something like that. I don't know.
Say again?
I think something's going on at the track. I think
Right.
they were like resurfacing something. I have no something along those lines.
Nice. Yeah, and the Neymar schedule is out for 2024, so definitely check it out. I believe CCS and Azure schedule. I not believe CCS and Azure schedule is also out for 2024. So it's a perfect time to start, figuring out which club or clubs you're going to race with for next year. The renewals of license and saving your number, all that stuff. Make sure you do all that stuff ahead of time because you don't want to lose a number. You know what I'm saying? If you've been riding for a while, you don't want to lose the number because you can. It's possible.
Yeah, I don't want to lose my 213. It's like
Right.
a sentimental to me. I
No.
can't believe I got the number, but the number
Exactly. I had to rock the 145 for a while. You know what I mean? Until I can drop that one. But yeah, you want it. You want your number. It's a moment in time, and it's very special. This motorcycle racing thing is a very cool community, and you want to keep that because when you're telling your grandkids or whoever you're telling, you be like, "What's the time I used to race bikes?"
right. They don't know what they were missing. They gotta get that adrenaline.
Yeah, no, for real.
I want my nieces and nephews into the scene. They like going, but
Right.
I'm gonna get on the bike or try a little bicycle. They're like, no,
Not give them time though. You know what I mean? That's the thing about it. Like they keep showing up. You know, you think about like you look at Nathan, right? When he first started coming up there to look at him now, and he was over in Valencia in the Mini Cup, right? And so Nathan Betancourt, for those that don't know, he's a Motor America Junior Cup rider, fast kid out of the New England area, out of Massachusetts. It's a beautiful thing to see what his family's doing and where he's going, currently, and who knows what the future holds. Because if you're already doing that at that stage,
Right.
say again.
His future's bright for sure. I mean, got the plugs already.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. For sure. So yeah. So you never know when you just got to bring the kids up and let them get exposed to it. And they may be scared of the bike this weekend, and then next season they're sitting on and trying to twist the throttle.
It's the internet that messes everything up. You see all these 3-year-olds and 5-year-olds dragging in these and helmets and stuff. Yeah, and you're like, what?
That
I know my nephew.
Yeah,
They
I
used to.
mean that's the thing, you know what I mean? Get the kids in young, so I can see that. But you just gotta. Everyone moves a little differently. You have to keep in mind that for like I didn't know about motorcycle racing really, or the option of myself going until Jesse told me about it, and it was just like, hey, come to the track and do this thing. Like I didn't even think that was a thing I could do. So for us in our community, yeah, there are a lot of black people that ride bikes. But a lot of folks don't know that you can take your bike on a track and go race. You know what I mean, or even do a track day or anything like that. So for these kids to come up to the track with you or with myself or whomever, and we're just getting into it now as older adults. Well, I'm an older adult. I can't speak for you. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, it's going to take more time for them. But when they come, they see it. And it could be 3, 4, 5 years from now, they're gonna have a memory of that and like, oh, my uncle, what I'm saying, did this, and now I'm starting to like it. Let me hit him up. You know what I mean? And that's kind of what the beautiful thing about what we're doing is trying to bring that awareness to folks to say, hey, you can go do a track day.
Absolutely. I mean, like I mean, you got me into it from my best friend Josh, and I've been addicted since.
Yeah,
Also trying to push the same message because I can't believe I didn't know about track riding, and it is a lot to get prepared for. I mean, it's a lot, fairly expensive, but I mean the the happiness you get out of it is second.
exactly. And the safety factor, because we all want to wild out on the streets. You know what I mean? And so to be able to go to the track and do that and do it in an environment, like I saw some videos I see videos of people that can and ride, and I see some people who have come in close to being jacking themselves up and haven't. And I'm sitting here like, if they actually jack themselves up, how long is it going to take for ambulance to come show up? And if they needed to get med lifted, how long would that take? You know what I mean? When you're at the track, if like you got like maybe 2 minutes and there's an ambulance there for you. You know what I mean? If that long, not even that long. It's like legit like a minute generally. You know what I'm saying? So having that security there, medical staff there, only bikes on the track. When somebody goes down, other riders know about it, so we're keeping safe and all that stuff. You know, I haven't. I mean, I've ridden like I haven't. I've ridden like I said. I've ridden on the streets with folks and stuff like that. But I feel more comfortable on the track than I do going fast on the street, and that's why I really don't go fast like that on the street.
Yeah, I mean that's how I feel now. Back in the day, I mean, like I used to like to ride at night because there'd be a lot less traffic. But the only time I would go fast would be on an open road.
Right.
And now I don't feel comfortable at all. I just rather wait that month or two to get that track time.
Exactly. And there's you can find a track a weekend somewhere in the world. So if you really want to go that bad, you know what I'm saying, you definitely can do that. So, and I don't want to take anything away from the folks that ride on the street or anything like that, but it's it's just safer on the track. It's you know what I mean? It's a controlled environment. That's what makes it safer. It's not any safer, but it's controlled and there's no cars.
And everybody's there doing the same thing.
Yep.
You ain't got to worry about cars, pedestrians, any of that
None of
stuff.
that
So
stuff. Stuff on the
pretty much laid
ground.
back.
You might have to worry about animals crossing the racetrack, just like the street, because we have no control over that. But that's
Yeah.
about it. And they're small usually.
Maybe sometimes some debris like loud, and there was a couple like beer cans and soda cans from a passer bed that was rolling across. It was windy, but
Right. And they'll put up a
oh,
flag and warn you. And if it's that serious, they'll put up a red flag and clean up, and then you go back out and have fun. So it's never, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to worry about sand or debris or anything on the road surface. You just gotta make sure you got, gas and some energy.
and it put you in a mental state where you can you can put your focus on what where you need to,
Right.
and not worry about being distracted. That's
Exactly.
the best part, and that's what makes it fun.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so we'll continue doing this thing as long as we can, and hopefully bring some awareness along the way to folks and get more folks, coming to the track and keeping this thing going because it's a nice environment. We can't, I think the motorcycle community in general, regardless if you're track riding, street riding, whatever riding, that whole community in general is a beautiful community. So it doesn't really matter. I don't think there's any difference with street riders and track riding as far as how we get along and that bond that's there. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, definitely. When I first started street riding, I didn't know anyone that rode in the city, and we used to meet up every Monday and Thursdays at a certain location and have big meet ride outs, and we did that for a couple years.
Right.
And if I didn't know about the track, I'd probably still be with the group of guys.
Right. Now, yeah, I just gotta get them to come out to the track.
Right, right. They just don't be out on the street as much. So
Yeah. No,
try
I've
to try to find them and put out the messages one way, best way I can.
no doubt. So let's talk about the off season. We touched on it a little bit in the beginning. What are you doing in this off season? What do you think? We could talk about some things that other people are doing this off season. You've been doing it for a few years now. Did you find that you found yourself in a routine?
Yeah, just house workouts, and then when I get to the gym, do my couple of gym workouts. But
Okay.
just to stay active.
Mm-hmm.
Um, don't have. I mean, got a bicycle, but I'd rather take bike rides on warmer days.
Right.
But you know, just staying active. Like I mentioned before, I try to go to the go kart place I have and have some adrenaline rush on the go karts and pretty much just watch old videos of racing of MotoGP or anything and
Right.
fresh in the racing world basically.
Yeah. I will say this is the first year that I haven't really paid much attention to the new bikes that are coming out. But that's one of the things I did in the off season. Go to the show in New York generally and taking all the new bikes that are coming in and do all my research and try to figure out what bike I might want next or dream of next, that type of thing. I will say this past year is the first year that I was like, oh, I haven't really done that, but that's one of the things I like to do. And the same with you, catch up on whatever, Motor America, BSB, Australian, whatever motorcycle races I can catch in the off season is usually the time that I try to catch up on stuff that's not MotoGP, that's not BS, that's not. I kind of follow BSB, World Superbike, Motor America, and MotoGP, but everything else I kind of catch when the season is ended or when I can. So that's one of the few things that is just kind of like, all right, that I do. Like you, I'm trying to do more go-karting. Now that I'm down here in Florida, I can ride my bikes. So, now, like I said, with the dirt bikes, I'm trying to get that training in. So I'm going to try to get the bikes running and then, try to ride the bikes more often and have some fun that way, training with that. I was hoping to do ice racing or riding in New England. But that's the opposite up there, right? It's like, they're putting spikes on their tires and they're hitting the lakes and having a good time.
I don't know if I'm ready for that yet. I'll probably just go skiing instead.
Oh, you're ready, man. Come on, you're ready. It sticks.
But I do miss. We used to always have motorcycle shows though in Bayside Center in Boston.
Right, right.
And moved to like Framingham area, and then we don't have motorcycle shows anymore in the winter. That was like a little getaway. Sorry, where you could see um, all the new stuff that come out, and
That's true. Yeah.
now it's New York.
Yeah, you got to go to New York now. You
So I
know.
gotta go.
Yeah, and as far as training, training's still going on, and it's the best time to build up as much endurance and muscle as you can, because usually for me, when the season start, I still work out, but it's not the same level at which. So definitely it's the time. I joined the Y, and I'm back, banging weights and stuff like that, which is kind of funny because I haven't really lifted weights in so long. Mostly it's been cardio, some stretching, push-ups, pull-ups type of thing. So it's weird now that I'm banging weights again, but it's kind of fun. I missed it. I didn't think I would, but I definitely missed it. And once you start working out at the gym, after a while, you just want to go. You just say again.
You don't want to lose that touch. You want to like take a week off and then like feel like where you were. You
Exactly.
want to.
Right. Exactly. And it just feels good. Like after a while, it's a drug on itself, and you just want to keep working out. So I'm at that stage now where I just like I'm going 5 days a week. And I'm back on the treadmill, and I haven't really ran since like the marathon in 2017. I ran the marathon in 2017, so that was really the last time I was like on a treadmill and running outside and stuff like that. So I got on a treadmill like a few weeks ago for the first time, because before that I was like just riding the stationary bike, and
It's all different.
yeah, yeah, for sure. It was just kind of like, oh, I kind of missed this. So let me start running again. I don't think I'm gonna run as much as I used to because I'm trying to protect the knees. But definitely, it's nice to break it up.
Yeah, definitely. I haven't ridden on a treadmill either, but definitely got take a couple laps around the neighborhood, the running shoes on when I
Yeah.
can. You still see a lot of people running
Oh
at
yeah,
the
yeah,
beach
yeah.
and everything. So try to do that and keep the push-ups and body flowing with stamina and stuff.
Nice, nice. Yeah. So I mean, I think as far as other off-season stuff, everyone is a little bit different. I think one of the things we didn't touch, and we can't really speak for anyone else, is we have to get our money up for next season.
Oh, yeah, that's why I've been delayed on a lot of things. It's almost time to get everything ready. I'm
Yeah, I feel
almost
you.
time.
I feel you there. And this year has been ridiculous for me. So that we'll see how it goes next year. Granted, I'm on a limited schedule next year, so I it'll probably still be more races than I've done in the past, but not as much as I've done in the last couple of years. So but we'll see what
I
2025 look.
can do.
Say again.
No, I I hope I can do as many races as I did last year, but it's gonna be hard.
Yeah,
Hard for
no,
sure.
it definitely, life happens, and you can't be in two places at once and stuff like that. And like I said, it is a little tricky, but it's a challenge, and that's what life is. And I think even from motorcycle racing and riding, it teaches you how to get over adversity, and it forces you. And not to say other things don't, but like I remember talking. I think you met Bobby Shakes, and I was
Yep.
talking to him before I had a bike. And this is kind of like we were just talking like, okay, I got to do all these things to get a bike. And, we both got our ish in order. And, I bought a bike. And in the following maybe 8 months or whatever, he bought his bike, or 5 months or whatever. And this was like back in 2012. So this is like 2011 we're talking about this, right? So we didn't, it was one of those things. And, so everything takes time. But, when in motor for some reason with maybe other things, but with this, like you figure out how to way to get your money together for the season. You figure out a way to fix your bike or to get the things you need to get and stuff like that. And regardless if it's baby steps or however you do it, it's kind of like it's always a progression. And you have done it. I'm doing it. You just keep progressing and just okay, I don't have this, but I can get this, and just keep picking away at stuff. So that it is to get on the track. You know what I mean? So it definitely motivates us to go make some money and spend less money on other things so we can go race.
Yeah, I was saying it also it makes you love the motorcycle community that much more because now that you got the friends, I might say, hey, I can only do like 3, 4 races this year.
Right.
But I know one of my friends is gonna be like, come on, I can help you out, or I can give you a ride if you don't have it, or
Right.
something that will force you to find a way.
Exactly.
So